Hi, and welcome to the 64 Doors. Today we're going to open door 41, and this is the archetype of the Originator. I wanted to show you how the energy moves in the body graph. So this is where we are today. The sun is in gate 41, line 1. And this gate comes out of the root center, which is a pressure center. So all the gates here, we could say that they fuel something. They have the perseverance for something. And to know what that is, we want to look at the other side, the harmonic gate that comes from the, in this case, emotional center. And here we have the gate of desire. So the 41 fuels that desire to feel, that desire to have experiences. And together these two form the channel of recognition, a design of feelings or a design of focused energy. And we could say that these are like the basis of the whole human experience and the whole human evolution, because it is that desire to experience, the desire to feel that makes us have experience, that makes us learn, that makes us build things as well in life. And speaking about beginnings, when we look at it in the Rave Mandala, the 41st gate is the start of the whole human design and Gene Key New Year. It starts here in the 41. And it's not the same start as the calendar year. So in January, before we come to 41, we've been in 38, 54, 61, and 60. So we had a few weeks to kind of assess the year that's been, I guess, the year that just ended and the year we're going into. So we can look at our struggles, we can look at our aspiration, our inspiration, and it's good to look at the structures that could either be limiting us or allowing us to build something new. So it's really, this 41 is not coming until we've had this little time of looking back and looking at the current situation. And then this 41 sparks. It's the dream of something new. It's the desire and the fuel of a new project. And looking at this new project, I kind of like to go to the I Ching. And it says, let the mind settle to reveal true wisdom of the next journey. And this, well, again, when we look at it in the body graph, you see that it's in the root center. And in the root center, you also have right now in the current transit, you have so many other things that are also activated. There are 4 other gates that are activated in the root center. It shows us that we really want to ground. We really want to be, have our roots down before we decide what's the next step to go. This is not something that we're going to decide from our left brain, from our ajna, from our mind. It's really something that's more like a knowing. And it's not a thought and then trying to run after that dream or that desire. It's actually more a knowing, and also knowing that as human beings, we're going to have a lot of desires, and that not all of the desires are going to lead to something fulfilling, or all the desires fulfilled are not going to lead to peace. This is more about the human nature, the desire of nature and being human. So if you go back again to the Gene Key spectrum, we can see that in the low frequency, it's a fantasy. We have this drive and we desire something, but either we might be too passive. So then it's just going to stay in the dreams and in the hopes of what could be. Or in the more reactive, it would be hyperactive. It would be us doing too much and actually exhausting ourselves, exhausting the fuel before we have manifested the dreams. So whether it's too passive or too reactive, it's not going to lead to the manifestation of those dreams, of those desires. And actually, we are not anticipating what's coming, because it's actually only going to stay inside in that desire or in that restlessness or hyperactivity that we might have. And looking again in the low frequency from the I Ching, I also think it's quite telling. Fantasy is stressful dissatisfaction. So when it just stays a fantasy and it's not in any way manifested in the world, it actually becomes stressful. And more the time goes, the more dissatisfied we feel, because it's just staying there in the dream world. When it comes to the higher frequencies, we can see that it's actually this ability to tune into the morphogenetic field and kind of read the Akashic records and know what's been and where we're going. And it's just a knowing that it's really grounded. And when we pair that with a programming partner, which is a collective gate, the 31, we have this leadership. So if we can take this anticipation that knows where we're going and pair it with leadership and that collective, the logic of having the whole humanity go in that direction, it's very, very, very powerful. We see also here, we see Aquarius, right? So we can see that it's really about the next tier. It's about what we can imagine it's possible. And even looking at the astrology, here we see it's Aquarius, that it's really contemplate where we're going, contemplate how we are growing, how expanding consciousness, and that comes from this drive, this fuel to experience and to grow, actually, to be bigger, to feel. And in integral human design, we call it the channel of daring. So it's about daring to go after our dreams. It's not to forcing them. It's not necessarily to try to have them become reality, but it's about tuning into the grounding and the knowing and being able to feel what it is to be human, to have those dreams, and then taking that energy and focus it on the right things, having the restraint to focus on the right things. Where did I have that? I wanted to show you in the I Ching again. So it's, anticipation is restrained vitality. We want to have the restraint to not focus on everything, to not dream in all kinds of directions, and just have a whole world made of daydreams, for example. We actually want to be able to anticipate where it is we're supposed to go, or if it's coupled with the leadership, being able to anticipate where we're going together, and then focus there, and being able to do it with that vitality, with that with really that groundedness that comes from the gates that we have in the root center, which is also the 58 that has to do with that vitality. So I would love to hear from all of you how this feels. Like, what is cooking there in your root center? What is it that you want to manifest this year? What are you grounded enough to even have access to it? Or do you need to take some time to come back to your grounding, come back to your vitality, and really start to feel it? So yeah, let us know what's happening behind this door for you. Thank you.